Welcome to Civilian Jeeps. I'm Jake, and today we're at the 2025 Jeep Beach in Daytona, Florida. Now, this Jeep Beach seems to be a lot bigger than years past. This Jeep Beach, we've got an obstacle course, we've got food, dining, we've got Jeeps, massive amount of vendors, whatever you can think of Jeep related is probably here. We have the Easter Jeep Safari prototype vehicles here that I'll show you a little later. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Let me show you all of Jeep Beach 2025. So there is no way that I'll be able to show you all of Jeep Beach in its entirety, but I'm going to hit the highlight points and show you some of the cool rigs. I just won't be able to go around to each individual vendor and show you everything. There's just too many here. But check out this Cherokee. This thing's built like Baja, like you would see out west. TIS off-road is what it says. Has a nice truck bed type coating on it. This thing could take a beating and keep going. Really like this Cherokee. First two Jeeps I had were Cherokees. Yeah, it's got some beef under there. Trust, 1-ton steering. Really nice. So this year they've restructured Jeep Beach, and instead of being more like in the infield where the trucks would park, they'll actually haul the race cars when they come to the speedway. This is like more off to the side, and I believe it's to fit more vendors because this is huge. There's so many vendors, and it's almost like a figure-8 pattern where you just weave in and out of the vendors throughout the sections. But let's go ahead and check out a few more rigs. Now there's everything here from mild to wild. Now check out this JLU. This is a combat off-road. This is just a clean, I say little build, but this is not a little build. This is a big Jeep. It's a factory Rubicon. It's got long arms under it. Probably looks like it doesn't go off-road that much, but especially the Gladiator here by Combat Off-Road, that's a big Gladiator. Now, this JK over here, off-road and chills on the side of it, I like this. This thing does get used. Stretched, 1 tons under it, long arms. This is nice. Dana 60 in the front, RCV shafts. So I mean, you'll see everything here from like just classic Jeeps. Oh, they also have what's called Heritage Row this year, and it's specifically just for classic Jeeps. So I got to show you that later. Heritage Row. We'll take a quick tour around there, but just look at the absolutely insane amount of vendors here. And for all you people that like your ducks and angry grills and 24-inch to 30-inch wheels, here you go. You even got Gladiators like this that are just, I won't even say they don't even have a purpose, really. Like, what do you do with a Jeep like this besides driving on the pavement? It's probably got a huge sound system in it. No? Unless it's in the bed. Is there a big sound system in the bed? No. I don't know what you do with this thing other than just for show. I mean, it looks like it has never once left the asphalt. Now, look at this clean little Rubicon JT. XK Glow is what's on the side of it. That's nice. Has some boxes on the top of the Evo half bed rack. Alright, here's one that holds kind of true to my heart. This is an old J10. This is the square headlight style. This thing's been redone for sure. It doesn't actually get much use, but it is cool. I mean, if you're going to do one and make it, you know, Pavement Princess, at least make it an old classic like this. Look at the amount of money that's just been put into the lift. That is wild. Big Jeep for sure. Let's check out the back. No tailgate on it. Looks like a fuel cell in the bed. Love the color. Love that baby blue color of it. I have a soft spot for old full-size Jeeps. And there are some here, so stay tuned. This won't be the only one. Here we go. K1 Forge Tent. This is a JLU with half doors. I really like JLs with half doors. Look at the size screen. That's like an iPad in here. And the like slate blue almost, the color on this with the bronze cage. I do think it needs bronze wheels though. It's got beadlocks on it. This thing really clean. Does have some dents here and there. I think they do actually wheel this thing. Looks like it's got 1 ton in the front. Baja design lights. But let's keep it moving. Here you go. It does not get much better than a LJ on tons. Look at that beef up under there. Nice LJ. This is the Method booth, I believe. Yes, Method race wheels. Quality wheels. Not your 24-inch wheels that we just went by earlier. These actually are on trophy trucks and can take a beating. So if you're looking for a good beadlock or even just driving around town wheel, make sure to check out Method. I actually personally do have Method wheels, and so far I really do like them. Just a super nice LJ. Let's look at the interior real quick. Can't go away from it too soon. Cage in it, Corbo seats, harness, PRP harnesses. And if you hear in the background, we have over here DV8. I don't know what it is about these people, but every show you go to, they just blast music, which I get, you know, they're a speaker company, but it really gets to the point where it's kind of annoying. So if you've never been to Jeep Beach, I've been 19, 21, 23, 25. I seem to come about every other year, and it is an all-around great family-style event. It's $100 to get into the actual speedway, and it's Friday, Saturday is the main event, but they have events like micro events that go all through the week, starting, I believe, the Friday before the event, or it might even be Thursday. But anyway, you get what I mean. There's about 9 or 10 days of events leading up to Jeep Beach, but this is the main event. This is really what you come to see. And I remember these from Jeep Invasion, but you got an old YJ, JL, you have Oreo the XJ. They do have influencers here, so if you see some influencers on YouTube and Instagram and, you know, that sort of thing, and you want to meet some of them, there's a good chance they will be here. I'm not that big myself, so I'm not in this show. I'm just a little guy out here filming. But I do have I think a decent taste for Jeeps. I don't really like the classy stuff. And I've been in this for over 10 years now. More like 15, honestly, into Jeeps. So I know a few things about them here and there, and I'd like to show you guys what I know about them. Now, MotoBuilt is a really good company, and they make quality stuff. And they make it just bolt-on parts for your JK, JL, TJ, LJ, that sort of thing. Or you can do like fully fab units with MotoBuilt setups where you can create your own things. Now, here's another JLU with half doors. A lot of just really cool rigs that I've found that are JLUs have half doors. And really just true to my heart right there. That's probably about $4,000 or $5,000 worth of doors. Now, if you're tuned into my channel for the classic Jeeps, don't worry, we are going to be getting to that. There's not as many inside the speedway as, you know, you would see at Jeep Invasion whenever I travel up there, but they do have some. And check back at my older Jeep Beach videos, because starting, I believe, last year, they actually have Jeep Beach classic Jeeps, and there's events just for the classic Jeeps that I've participated in throughout the week. So make sure that you go check those events out, because I mean, this newer stuff's cool, but to be able to see the classic Jeeps, especially on Daytona Beach, is just really nice. There's Simply Must Go. He's an influencer type guy. I did watch his video on the Georgia Traverse. I plan on doing the Georgia Traverse later on in the year, and he's got a good video on that. So that's Simply Must Go. Here's a couple vendors. Like I said, I'm really not going to go over each individual vendor, as you would see a lot of Overland type people that go up to a vendor and talk to them for 3 or 4 minutes about the product they sell, but there's no way. There's way too many here inside the International Speedway. Here's the JT Rubicon. It's got some Badge of Honor trails on the side of it. It is an Overland bound member as well. Has a nice Smitty-built rooftop tent on top with a full cab. See, a lot of them are either half cab, they don't come all the way up to the cab on the rack system in the bed. This one's a full, meaning that you can actually put maybe a kayak or something long, and it can go over your hardtop. Or if you have a garage and you want to set a little lower, you can do a half cab. This has an ARB fridge in the rear. It has the new deck system, 270 awning, rigid lights. It's like your chase lights. Has a nice fold down table right there. I mean, this thing is all kitted out. KMC wheels, probably 40s, yep, 40, 1350 by 17 on it. It's got a ready lift under it. That's just all around a cool JT. Now we're getting into it. This one's called Bail Money. Usually I'm not big on names on Jeeps, but I like that. If this thing needed to bail me out of jail, it could. They took the steering wheel off. You couldn't steal it if you wanted to. Look at that long arm lift, LJ, even a stretched LJ. The wheelbase on this is just crazy. Guarantee it has a V8. Yep, got a V8 under the hood. Oh, there's a steering wheel, PRP wheel. Never seen that to use to prop the steering wheel up. That's nice. This looks like it's got one-ton or fusion axles. Man, PSC hydro steering. Oh, sorry. Do have to watch out when you come here. You could bump into people. There's just so many people around. KMC wheels, worn lockout hubs, 40s, half doors on this LJ. Another shot is the automatic. PRP seats, PRP harness, full cage. That's a cool unit. King coilovers, anti-rock. Let's check out the rear real quick. It's got a skid plate for the fuel cell, truss linked in the rear. Now, if you're wondering, if you can't already tell, there are some huge vendors here like Dynapro, Skyjacker, Motobelt, Rockjock, DV8, like I mentioned before, with their sound system. They're at every event. Just huge amount of vendors. Even the smaller guys, like I was talking to a guy from Trail Forge earlier, he's here as well. Now, if you have a TJ YJ with Y-Link suspension, even the JKs, JLs, JTs, but specifically TJ YJ, not YJ, TJ LJ, then you need to check out Rockjock. They have a 15% off show special. So, in case you guys don't know, when you come to these events, like, you can, I'm not going to say haggle with people. Well, you kind of can haggle with people. You can bring cash. Bring cash when you come to stuff like this. You might just be able to buy some parts cash. They do have show specials. So if it's something that you've been wanting to get for your Jeep, you don't necessarily want to pay tax and shipping, this is a perfect place where you might be able to pick up what you've been wanting. All right, if you're a big Jeep enthusiast, this is one that you've probably seen on the internet quite a bit. It's the Freezy truck where you get your popsicle freeze. It's Steer Smarts, and I've seen this truck just everywhere. They've had it for about 2 years now. It's got the 4xe, so it is electric, and this thing is absolutely massive. See a Dana 60 in the front, PSC steering. Yeah, it started out as I guarantee it started out as a JT to have that payload capacity, and they beefed it up. But that's the Steer Smart booth. All right, I cannot pass up a good LJ, especially one that's sporting a 8274 Warren on the front. That is like the daddy of all winches right there. Guarantee it's on tons. Yep, looks like a 9-inch in the front, ORI struts, half doors as well. All cool Jeeps have half doors, just to be honest with you. Full cage. Let's see what kind of seats those are. Oh, those are just custom. Really nice leather embroidered seats. ORI struts in the rear, bead locks. All right, there's another thing that I seen that was cool. Let's go over here. This is the Baja Designs booth, and they've got a really nice custom build. This looks to be like a JK Brute that they've converted into a flatbed. It's got 40s on it, and it still has just shocks. There's nothing wrong with that. And let's go ahead and look at the back. It's got a wood floor. That's just neat. Don't see too many custom builds done with flatbeds. It's got a 1-ton rear, 1-ton front. Let's look in the front. PRP seats, full cage in it. Guarantee you this thing gets used. Tons of Baja design lights too, because if you're trying to promote your product, why wouldn't you put it on there? It's a cool hood. You see down in there, see what you're sporting under the hood. Here's an old Postal Jeep, just like my Gone Postal, except this one's a little bit more mild. This they have driven this from Moab, Utah to Daytona, 2,200 miles. So they must have went to Easter Jeep Safari. And this is California Audio. I think that's just the sponsor, maybe. If you're interested, look up www.nem-ind.com. Cool little Postal Jeep. I have a soft spot for these little things. It's got an interior, a headliner in the interior, PRP seats. That's neat. Baja design lights. I like the color on it too. It's not really like a mustard. This is like a honey mustard right here. It's got a Jeep Beach sticker, Nemesis Industries. Here we go. Here's an Impact Orange TJ Rubicon. It is for sale. Let me see. Get an idea for my. They don't even give you the price. They don't want you to know how much it is. Only 17,000 miles on it. Trying to get an idea for my Impact Orange LJ Rubicon. Clean little build. I say clean a lot. So you have to overlook that, guys. That's my filler word instead of I say clean. It's got some method wheels on it. Painted, beadlock ring, the Impact Orange color. Warren winch, LED lights on it. Rock hard 4x4. All right, so this JLU don't have a whole lot going on with it, but it does have one thing that's pretty neat. I've seen these before. They're called clear lids. And say you want to run a top, but you want kind of that open air experience. This is clear lids, where you have a complete clear lid where your Sunrider would go. Alright, here's one of the sickest YJ builds around. This is a lot of custom stuff. This is a El Jefe. As you can see right there, maybe you can scan that if you're interested. This is a crazy YJ build. Huge 1 tons bump stops, PSC, full hydro. See these guys' little emblem right there. I'd hate to know the amount of money that's been put into this Jeep. PRP seats, huge struts. From Alabama, I did see this at Jeep Invasion. This is a really neat custom build. Not much YJ, if really any YJ, besides the square on the grill. Let's take a look inside real quick. Automatic. Yeah, this right here, this is a build. So I'm coming up on the Torque Wheels booth. I was talking to the marketing manager earlier of Torque Wheels, and make sure you check them out. They're coming out with some beadlock wheels and 5x5 pattern, which would fit like your JK, JL, JT. But if you're interested, as you can see, they do put them on the 5x4.5 pattern. You can use wheel adapters on this really cool Cherokee here. It's got some beef G2 axles. Warren winch on the front, custom bumpers, V8 under the hood, even had to notch the hood to fit the V8. These Cherokees like to run hot. I can only imagine what they had to do to cool this thing down. And it does have Rusty's armor all over it. When I had my old Cherokee, I always thought I wanted to do Rusty's armor. I really like the way it makes it look on these Cherokees. Has a Gobi rack on top. You can see they kind of have the matte theme going on, but you can see the Torque logo in the door. Let's check out some of their wheels. It's more for like JK, JT people. But here's the beadlocks I was talking about. So here's the cool FC, either 170 or 150. FC stands for forward control. These Jeeps are really rare to find, and this one's even cooler. It's got a Cummins turbo diesel in it. Here's the old Jeep FC sticker on it. Maybe you can see inside. I'm too short. I can't even see up in this thing. It's got a custom wood bed on the back of it. Use this thing for hauling. Got a pipe, got a stack out the back. It probably does roll some coal with that Cummins engine in there. Fuel tank on the side there. It's got American Force wheels. This is just cool. Alright guys, here's another influencer person for you. This is Wrangled Soul on Instagram. Go check her out. She's really cool. Talk to her in person. Cool person to be around. Has got a really nice YJ. She has a couple YJs actually, and her husband has a TJ. They had a Gladiator, ended up getting rid of that, but all around just a cool Jeep family, so make sure you go check them out. That is Wrangled Soul on Instagram. Really nice big YJ. Alright, here's one of my favorite Jeeps at this event. The vendor is off the grid, and this is a really clean, just a purposely built CJ7. Look at that Baja designs for the lights. This thing just speaks for itself. Method wheels, metal cloak fenders, the high-rise fenders, half doors. I'm guessing this thing is probably raced in some Baja races. Look at that, PRP seats, cage. And you do find some just over-the-top stuff down here. Like, look at this Gladiator JT on tracks. Unless you're out, like, in some deep snow, why would this thing be on tracks down in Florida? And this isn't the only Jeep I've seen on tracks. And one of them I've seen actually driving down the road here on pavement on tracks in Florida. I guess, hey, it might help with the sand, but I mean, even tires you can drive on sand down here. It's pretty hard and compact. If you haven't heard of AccuAir, it's pretty neat. Instead of cools, they actually use airbags all around, and you can level your Jeep out, pump it up, lower it down, just suit whatever needs you need for off-road. Can be done through the airbag suspension. Looks like they got JTs, JLs, maybe even JK. Now, when you come to Jeep Beach, there's one thing that you should know, like God, guns, and freedom roll along into the whole Jeep theme here. And we did have a prayer at the beginning, and then there was the national anthem that, I mean, everybody stopped and removed their hats just to respect sort of thing. And then after that, they had the flyover, and they have Navy SEALs doing a meet and greet that their paratroopers actually come out and got dropped out of an airplane and flew in out of the sky and landed in the Daytona International Speedway. So that's really cool. All right, I found another Impact Orange TJ. This thing, look at that. Looks like Poison Spider fenders, Poison Spider sliders, just all kitted out. It's on 40s, KMC beadlocks. It does have 44s, look to be the factory 44s. They could be upgraded to the JK 44s, but I don't think they are. It looks like factory TJ 44s, but they are trussed and gusseted. And no PSC steering, but it does have RCVs. And it looks like a Warren on the front, factory 55 fair lead. This thing, this thing's mint. I don't know that it gets used that much, but look at that cage. Dometic fridge in the back. Look at the frame. I mean, look how clean that is. This is a really nice Jeep. Good example of what some of the stuff you might find down here at Jeep Beach 2025. Look at this big Rubicon 392 right next to it. But here I am going over to the TJ on one of the new Holy Grail Jeeps. I really think the 392 JLUs will be a Holy Grail Jeep in the next 20 or 30 years, because I think they'll quit production of them pretty soon and go to something more, economical, and just quit production of the 392 Jeep. So 392 JLUs, that's the Jeep you want to buy if you want it to appreciate in value one day. Check out real quick this Warren. This is a 16.5 TIS winch. It's all custom plating to be able to be mounted onto this bumper. 16.5. That's a winch, like, no doubt. So here's the Jeep Beach, one of the main stages. They actually have multiple stages throughout this vendor area, but this is the stage where they were doing a lot of the Charlene is the woman that's over Jeep Beach 2025. She was up here talking earlier. So that's where you would find her making announcements at the event, right next to the obstacle course. Now, the obstacle course this year is pretty gnarly. I've seen some sections that look pretty mild, and there's some sections that even the big crawlers are having trouble with. Here you can kind of see some of the obstacles you might expect if you want to take your Jeep on the 2025, or actually if you come next year, it'd be 2026 Jeep Beach obstacle course. Now, this Jeep's been in the Jeep community for a while. It's modeled around the old Jeepster Commando. Look at that kinetic rope, how thick that kinetic rope is. But anyway, it's on a JKU frame, but it's an old Jeepster Commando. It's flex rocks and rollovers, if you're interested in them. PRP seats, custom dash, KC Pro Gravity, Warren winch on it, KC lights. A lot of money been dumped into this Jeep. So back in the day when they had the malls that you actually walked in, the air conditioner, and then in the middle you would have a food court area. Well, this is what you would find like in a mall or an amusement park where you have a food court. So here is the food court for Jeep Beach 2025. And one of the cool things that's in the food court is this is called Heritage Row. Let's check out some of these Jeeps. Here's an old Wagoneer, a limited. I actually seen this out on the beach yesterday. If you look back at some of my short videos, old Wagoneers, you hardly find them rust-free like that. Here's an old Willis, or some people call Willies. I know a lot of people correct each other on what the actual Willies versus Willis, how you say that. But actually, John North Willis was who founded Willis Overland, and his name was actually pronounced Willis, so that's where Willis come from. But over the years, people have morphed it into Willie, so there's a little bit of Jeep history trivia for you. Technically, it don't matter which way you say it. I can say Willys, I can say Willis. Just know that it's the same thing. So here, this is the director of the Classic Jeeps events at Jeep Beach. Make sure that if you have a Classic 95 and down, that you check out the Classic events for Jeep Beach, because they're trying to promote the older Jeeps to come to Jeep Beach, which is something that they've kind of struggled with in the past. A lot of time it's the newer Jeeps, but now they actually have a whole event or actually have multiple events. I think Tuesday was track laps. Wednesday was a multiple, classic Jeep cruise, and you got to go eat lunch with them and just hang out with a bunch of like-minded people with CJs, YJs, Wagoneers, that sort of thing. So, and then Thursday was the beach day where you go hang out with all the old Jeeps on the beach. So they are promoting older Jeeps at Jeep Beach now, so that's really cool. I'm glad they're able to do that. These Jeeps have been to Jeep Beach multiple times. I've seen them in the years past. I think they're really nice Jeeps, really clean, and just not big on the wheels. I mean, for streetable, I could see why they put them on there, but it's just a little too much in my opinion. But everybody's got opinions, you know the slogan on that one. Now here's a nice Renegade. He was following behind me in the classic Jeep Cruise the other day. This is a really clean, tastefully done CJ7. I like the tan top with the orange, and it's got air conditioner in it. It's got a JB24 sticker, so he actually did go to Jeep Beach 2024, and he is from Florida. He must drive it quite a bit because it doesn't have an antique tag on it. So if you can see it back there, that's the main stage where they actually have live music. That's why it's a little hard to talk here. Little hard to talk because I'm trying to talk over music, live music, director information, that sort of thing. So that's why you're seeing me hold this lav mic here. Right now I'm still in the food court area. I mean, they've got Chick-fil-A, tons of food trucks, local people, beer. They have beer here. I've seen Landshark, Budweiser, anything from beer to sandwiches to Chick-fil-A. So big vendors as well. So there's something for everybody. Whether you're a picky eater or you could eat leftovers that are 7 days old, there's something for you here. Take a look at some of the stuff you might see on the obstacle course. This is a big JKU Baja claws. What are those, like 50s? Yeah, 54-inch Baja claws on that thing. So that's some of the just wild and craziness you might see out on the Jeep Beach obstacle course. All right, check out this custom Cherokee full size. Looks like it's got a XRC, I think that's Smitty built. It's got a winch. This is more like, it looks like a 4xe style bumper that you would see on a JL, but it's cleanly been integrated into this full-size Cherokee. Let's see the inside of it. Yep, it's got the Levi's style seats. See, if you can see the paint job, I mean, this thing is mint. Still giving that tribute to the original paint job as well, with the little feather on the side like you'd see on like old Cherokee Chief. And the interior's been redone on it. I'd hate to know how much money they got in this little Jeep. A lot of these old Cherokees like this rust out bad in the body panels. It's got Mickey Thompson, looks like 15 by 10s, but they're painted white or powder coated white probably. Cool little Jeep. I'd say it's probably got a 360 under the hood if I had to guess, or might, with as much work's been done to it, might have an LS swap actually. Look at this kind of like tube build they got going on here, but looks like a TJ style grill on this tube build. This is crazy. You can see OX. I should mention that this is the old Cherokee over there, and this tube build is the aux locker place. So, oh my lord, this thing's got rear steer. If you don't know about rear steer, the rear, obviously in the name, can steer just like the front. Here we got a JK that's aux locker as well. Nice JK Rubicon. Cosmo Motorsports with their rat rod looking CJ5. CJ5 tub, looks like most of it's fiberglass, but it's definitely a little rat rod build. Don't see too many CJ rat rods, but I do like a tastefully done rat rod. Just something different from the standard four-wheel drive scene that you see most CJs in. Here's another 392. It's got some half doors on it. Outlaw Off-Road of Charlotte. I like that. 1-ton PSC steering. I believe those are 42s, KMC wheels. If I hit the lottery one day, it'll be a 392. I mean, base price on a new 392, you're looking 80 to 90,000 plus. So just can't afford something like that right now. Maybe if YouTube picks up in the future, highly doubt it. But I love 392 Jeeps. I think Jeep should have done that a long time ago. Actually, it's been rumored that the Gladiator for, I think it's either 26 or 27, might be coming out with the 5.7 Hemi, and I really hope that's the case. It'd be really nice to have a nothing crazy like a 392, just a nice 5.7 in the Gladiator. So I saved one of the best things for last. I saved the Easter Jeep Safari Jeep prototype vehicles. They are displayed down here in Daytona for Jeep Beach. Now, these vehicles aren't necessarily what Jeep is going to actually produce in the future, but they're just gauging interest on what people like to see. So let's go ahead and check some of those out. And that doesn't mean that Jeep won't be producing something of this nature in the future. So this is kind of like a sneak peek on what might be able to be coming in the future for Jeep. This is the Jeep obstacle course. Now, Jeep themselves actually builds an obstacle course down here at Jeep Beach, and you can go in the new up-and-coming Jeeps and see how they articulate and your approach and departure angle throughout this obstacle course. You can actually stand in line over there where it says Jeep obstacle course, and then they'll take you around one by one and show you some of the up-and-coming stuff with the Jeep and how it performs off-road. So if you're big in the Jeep community, you probably have already seen these prototypes from Easter Jeep Safari, but I'm going to go ahead and show them to you again. This one's called Rewind. Looks to be a two-door JLU that they've put like a classic, rewind back to like the 80s, the graphics on it. This one's called Blueprint. It's, black and blue. I see a lot of people probably get this one wrong because blueprints originally, especially out of old engineering shops, were black and blue from a blue line machine. So this one, it's kind of neat what it represents, but it's a little too much for me as far as what all is going on. This one I really like. It's called Convoy. It's to do like military theme. It has like an old J10 style hood on it, but you can tell that it is a JT. So this prototype is called Convoy. Let's go ahead and look in the inside too while we're doing this.
It's the HAS concept.
Yep, they're making it look like an old Kaiser M716 as well, because it doesn't have the headrest in the seats. Now, from what I've gathered, the inside is purposely this bright color because something to do with the bright color is what you find in like old aircraft to help see the dash, like it stands out against the dash. Real quickly, if you want to get your own badge of honors, go ahead and scan this QR code and it'll tell you what trails qualify for your badge of honor, so you can actually record your trail ride on whatever app you use to record that, and then get your own badge of honor to put on the side of your Jeep once you complete the trail. Well, that was the quickest I could do for this video for Jeep Beach 2025. There's just way too much here to go over everything in detail, but I hope you've enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this, let me know down in the comments below. If you want to see more stuff like this, let me know that as well. And when it comes to Jeeps, keep it classic.